A lot of Yu-Gi tubers do these kind of videos, but I really don't care if I'm not original. So today we will be looking at the best hand traps that you can incorporate in your deck in order to make it as competitively viable as possible. But of course, you already know it. My man, you see those like and subscribe button? Please do me a favor and smash them real quick. There you go, thank you very much. Now we may proceed into the video. So the first one I have for you is called Meister. It's a level 4 dark monster. I don't know if that matters to you. It's not once per turn, and it can negate any card or effect that activates in the graveyard. It's not really good against chain blocking, but it's pretty good in case your opponent has something like Mudora or Kaldo to shuffle back cards in the graveyard, because a card like DDCO or the Bisted Monsters would not really work here. Next one is a classic. I don't really like it myself, but I might be the only one to think that, and that would be Ash. It negates a bunch of things, but it is once per turn, unfortunately, and it doesn't really deal well with chain blocking, so you might actually suffer from redundancy issues, but being able to negate stuff like Artifact Sanctum is actually really cool. Alright, so these next hand traps aren't necessarily the greatest, but they can make you win games that you have absolutely no business winning. They're both Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, and Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. They share something in common, and that is the ability to change life points. This is extremely relevant in time, especially in such an intricate format where games might actually last like 30 minutes, so at least having a win condition in game 3 could definitely make you win games. Ghost Sister is basically like a budget maxi, and Ghost Mourner is like a better and worse Veiler at the same time. It really always depends on the situation. You can also Ghost Mourner the Artifact Scythe that is summoned on your own turn, because Artifact Scythe is a mandatory effect, so it's always gonna have it to be in Chainlink 1, meaning that the Mourner can negate it. Alright, next one is another card that I'm not really fond of, but again, it has some really nice applications, and it can be utilized in order to blow out people, and that would be Nibiru. Everybody already knows that Nibiru isn't necessarily the greatest when you draw it alone, but combined with another hand trap, it definitely could break boards. My issue with Nibiru is that it's not really good against Flunderies, and it also is pretty bad against Splight because they're always going to go Gigantic Splight very early, so it might just end up doing nothing for you. However, it definitely could be nice against Draco Slayer and also Tier Laments if they choose not to respect it. Alright, so these next hand traps are very specific to the kind of deck that they can be played in, and they also have another thing in common. They're all played in the exact same deck, which is Ishizu Tier Laments. Yes, I am talking about Herald of Orange Light, Tier Laments of Venus, and also Kelbeck. Orange Light has basically the highest ceiling out of any hand trap that I can think of because it negates and destroys any monster effect even if you have a monster on the field, so it's kind of like better than Gamma. However, it is really hard to activate because you need another fairy in your hand, so unless you're willing to play a lot of Ishizu monsters or a lot of other fairies, it might break sometimes. And then Tier Laments of Venus could actually whiff, unfortunately, if you're unlucky, and Kelbeck is a little situational, but it's really nice against Brave Token strategies and also decks that mill. Alright, this next one is a no-brainer, Infinite Impermanence. I always loved this card, and I always believed like it was an objectively better version of Effect Veiler because it doesn't lose out to Call by the Grave and Triple Tactic Talents, and it can be drawn for turn. Not to mention that it can randomly make you out Floodgates if you set the card and then use it on like a spell and trap card, which could actually be insane. Alrighty, time to enter Danger category. The Bisted Monsters are all extremely powerful cards, but I think we can all agree on the fact that Magnamut is on the level of its own. It's basically a one-card double DD Crow and like double level 6 monsters on the field, which all resets you up for Beatrice, which gets your engine started. So in other words, Magnamut is like the perfect counter to Tier Laments on top of being a consistency card. And last but definitely not least, the most hated hand trap of the format, Dimension Shifter. Screw that card. If you need your graveyard to play, you might actually be completely screwed against Dimension Shifter because it kind of prevents you from being able to do any of that. The quote-unquote good news is decks that run Dimension Shifter have a tendency to be kind of bad in a way, so if you can make like a Baguska through the Shifter, you'll be fine. But if they sack you and you brick, I'm sorry. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the best hand traps to utilize for this format. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.